Good evening, parents, and welcome to Back to School Night 2020-2021. I am Mrs. Flaim, and I am a member of the Physical Education Department at Hackensack Middle School. I'm going to be going over procedures for HMS PE classes, especially for during remote learning. So at the start of class, all of my students first always go to their PE Google Classroom and they join the Zoom class on time via the link that is posted. It is the same link every class and it is in the stream. For screen name, they need to use their first and last names, no nicknames, no changing the screen name during class. I need to know who is there and I do not know nicknames. It is also for security purposes and to keep out dangerous hackers. Make sure your volume is up and the microphone is muted. After they join the Zoom, they go back into Google Classroom while I'm taking attendance and they work on their do now. After the 2 minutes it takes them to do that, they return their attention to the Zoom class. Phase 2 of class. I will guide the students through a set of warm-up stretches, or I may screen share a video of circuit exercises, or they may be directed to return to Google Classroom to click on and participate in a warm-up video. Phase 3 of class. At this time, I will give the students instructions for the remainder of class. This will entail returning to Google Classroom to work on and complete the assignment of the day. This assignment may include watching a video clip, reading an article, or answering questions on a Google form. There will be a new assignment every day to be completed during the physical education class time period. The first unit of the first working period is physical fitness testing, and we have come up with at-home fitness tests for your child to complete at home. At the end of class, the students will be in Google Classroom working on and submitting assignments, so they need to pay attention to the clock and be on time for their next class. The Zoom part of class is required, and it will affect their grade if they are missing the Zoom in the beginning of every class. So the Zoom expectations include being on time, being prepared, having their equipment up and running and ready to go. They need to be wearing appropriate clothing and sitting in camera view. It is not physical education attire that is required. However, it is appropriate clothing that they would be allowed to wear to school and not being in their bed laying under a blanket. We ask that they, as far as participation, that they're focused, attentive, and an active participant. At the end of every class, I open up the chat for any possible questions, and we ask for them to be respectful to each other and their teachers. For grading in physical education, every student starts with an A+, and it is their responsibility to maintain that A+ by attending all live Zoom sessions and submitting 8 assignments for the marking period. We will be using unprepared marks in grading for physical education class, just like we do when we are in school. But since we are not changing for PE and having live classes of activities, grading will follow this guide. 1 missed assignment equals 1 unprepared mark. 1 behavior incident equals 1 unprepared mark. 3 missed Zoom sessions equals 1 unprepared mark. A missed Zoom session is one where you are absent from the Zoom class but not listed in Genesis as being absent for the school day. In other words, skipping or cutting the Zoom session. Once we tally up the classwork assignments, the 8 assignments, and any possible marks on the attendance, the grade will be calculated using the chart here. The 8 assignments toward their first marking period grade will include the physical fitness practice form test scores, the physical fitness testing official form scores, 3 soccer assessments, and 3 football assessments. If your child is absent or misses any of the Zoom sessions and they don't know if they missed any of the assignments being submitted, Friday was the first one on September 18th, and then they can go into the classwork section on these dates and find the classwork and submit the assignments at any time. Units for the first marking period, as you can see above, are physical fitness testing, soccer, and football. This is an example of a typical daily class. We would go over the day's objectives. We would do a warm-up procedure, and they vary in length. They cover stretching, flexibility, cardiovascular, and muscular endurance exercises. On this day, they would be doing the 1-minute body squat test. I would time them, or they could time themselves. They would be able to read the directions or hear them verbally by me reading them. And then we would have a sample video of the task being performed, and I would put the timer up on the screen. After writing down their test score, they would return to Google Classroom to complete the remainder of class assignment. In the first picture, you would see what a typical Google Classroom page would look like. The second one shows the classwork tab. When they click on it, it would list all of their classwork assignments by date and date. And in the third picture, they would click on that date and the assignment would come up that they need to complete. If at any time your child needs tech support because they are having issues with their Chromebook, they can email tech support at tech@hackensackschools.org. If you feel that the Chromebook needs to be replaced, they can complete the form with the link below that is located on the school webpage, or you can call 201-646-6820. We do not assign due dates and close assignments. They will be left open. If your child is absent from school, they just need to check Google Classroom for the date of absence and make up the classwork that is posted and hit submit. Thank you for participating in Back to School Night and have a great evening. If you have any further questions, I can be reached at jflaim@hackensackschools.org. That is JFLAIM@hackensackschools.org. Thank you.